Bit of a short waiting time because I've started late, but here we are. Give me just 1 second. Okay, just have to make sure of something. Alright, well, hello all ye survivors of the sudden apocalypse brought upon YouTube. Welcome to my ever noisy and AC cooled room. I am your ever grateful host, the one and only, as far as I know, Ricky T. Bones, VT. And today's gonna be a little different. Today we are building lore around this creature that stands in front of you. Thank you. I could use about 20 tons because I feel dragged out. Oh darn it, that reminds me. I need to fix something, so excuse me while I pop out of existence. Okay. I'm actually gonna use the reverb this time. Now I'm living inside of your headphones. How does that feel? I need to fix some things because I just remembered Jaws, while the upper one does not move, the voices. Finally, you can put a name to them. It's Ricky T. and Bones. I need to set up some things in VTube Studio because I want to be able to move my mouth. Okay. That looks decent. I think I may have swapped some things around, oh dear. Let's go with that. Yeah, I probably screwed around with some things in the model itself, but I think that should be fine. Don't you dare. That thing cost me an arm and a leg, and apparently my life, so... all things and more will be revealed in due time, actually, because we're working on lore tonight. Now, excuse me while I exit your headphones. It's cold. It's cold. Oh, I hate transportation like that. Instant transmission, whatever have you. Possession, I don't know how you ghosts do it out there. I salute you. You really know your ectoplasm. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, now I have a functioning jaw, and now you can actually see me when I talk, and how laggy VTube Studio is when you're not using an iPhone. Anyway. Alright, so. Lore! Susanoo Takahaya. That's a new name to me. I don't have a jaw. I have an upper jaw that somehow bone morphs. It's creepy. But yeah, we'll be working on VTuber lore. That's the extent of today's stream. We're going to be specifically working on Ricky's lore, and I wanted to have some, like... gotcha. Relapse into your name addiction. Understandable, understandable. Welcome on in, welcome on in. So yeah, we're going to be developing skeleton lore, Gehenna lore, Ricky lore. It's, it's character select again, yeah. Alrighty. I guess a lot of people have filed in already, so we can go ahead and begin. I told y'all. I warned y'all. It's just going to be us in a document. That's it. Sentient character selection screen with this identity crisis. That's me in every game, man. Alright. Yes, reading and writing and Thankfully, arithmetic isn't in this unless I decided to make a stat block. Do not consider the paper toast. Alright. You should be able to hear music now. That's not bad. It could get boosted up a little bit. It's gonna be the only thing between me and everything else anyway. And plus you can hear my AC going crazy in the background. Undertale yellow. Nothing at all. Actually, we just got started. Let me go ahead and unpin my comment. That just reminded me. No hard feelings about the soup yesterday, right? I mean, I can't really fault you. My brother barely knows directions, let alone whether or not he should go to the soup store for clothes, so. I mean, I'm trying to think of a real world situation where that happens. I feel like of the places I know, there's not one place. I mean, okay, I wouldn't go to Walmart, for example, for clothes, but counting zombie sheep, why? It's a riff on the old what's the word quote? Do robots dream of electric sheep? I'm glad you can read it all. I was kind of worried about the visibility of this, but it should be fine. Let me know if you want me to zoom in further. It's an old quote. It's like very old psychology. Gonna have to read to me. You're my audiobook. Yeah. Just like per usual. I can zoom if I need to be. Well, like I said, no need. Literally, I could just do this. Or just keep it at 150. I'll probably just keep it at 150 for my sake. Because this is major on my screen. It's almost about as big as that, what you see in front of you. Okay. So. Is Phantom on the paper? How will this work? I got like 4 questions. Okay. So, I've made a couple of categories here that I thought would be good questions to ask myself. But if you've got further questions, feel free to add so we can start building lore. So first off, we've got Ricky's origins, the scoop on the Bone Man himself. This will be a small little blurb, a bio. Essentially kind of like the lore video, but condensed in text form. Then we have Skeleton, non-spooky streamer variant, CR/1/8. This is biology statistics, or lack of biology in this case. You know, about how Ricky functions as a skeleton in the Underworld. Speaking of the Underworld, we also have the Underworld. There's more to hell than Gehenna. I'm thinking this can be where we build around existing Underworldian lore, which is to say, based on Calliope Mori's. All I really know, from what I recall, is that souls are currency. It's kind of grungy. Demons and devils and skeletons are everywhere, and reapers are the monarchy above all else. I've never heard of Gehenna. It's another word for hell. There's many interpretations of hell across humanity, and Gehenna is just another name for them. Alright. So, the City of Sinners, for example. Limbo, the in-between, Purgatory, the unknown. It's actually a clothes store named Soup. What? Interesting. We say HE double hockey sticks, mister! Yeah. Heck. Yeah, there's a bunch of great interpretations out there. But this particular Gehenna, I'm making into like a barrio from hell. And that was kind of inferred with the lore video. And then broadcasting live from hell. How does Ricky broadcast all the way from down under. Not Australia, mind you. The Deep South, aka Gehenna. And the creatures of the Underworld, we can talk about the various beasties around. We can make up some, draw an existing lore, and then life in the afterlife, the hierarchy, the big picture. Who runs hell in Ricky's world? HE double toothpicks because we value correct capitalization. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, with these categories in mind, is there any extra questions you can think of? I'll be open to any suggestions as we write these out. And tonight's going to be a chill stream, so I think we're mostly going to have like chill chat on the side as well as working on this. Lore is definitely one of my stronger suits. So I could type until the end of days. Golf clap for that one. I can pitch any ideas for how things work and my questions fall into the categories already listed. Excellent. So might sound dumb, but how do you said write your story at the end of your streams? Is that what we're doing? Essentially. So in that regard, that send off is essentially saying every action you take every day is another sentence in your life story. So enjoy it. Enjoy the process, because you only get so many chapters. Think of it like that. It's a sobering sort of message. Take care of yourself, you know. Will the Underworld include the remembered and the forgotten? Dia de los Muertos. That's the idea. Gehenna is kind of like that. Gehenna is essentially that collection of lost souls, if you will. It's kind of like the river Styx, but skeletons move around. Ricky T-Bones can move now? Yes, because we don't have a gigantic heavy game on screen. Hello, welcome in, Random Forge. Remarkably, I am a VTuber, and yes, I do move. But I don't typically move when I have to play games like Monster Hunter, Guilty Gear Strive, Warhammer 40k Mechanicus apparently, and other things. But yes, I have a Live 2D model that I use for free. This is who I am. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're looking for a chill evening, because that's what we're working with tonight. Okay. So, let's talk about Ricky's origins. Yeah, you just put a cardboard standee and step past the camera so things work. I have a good idea why hell has Wi-Fi. I thought you only had the PNG. I getcha. I getcha. Yeah, it's life with a crappy computer that barely makes it nowadays. It's a wonderful PC. It's custom made too, in the most literal sense. But we do with what we can, and I try to play more low-end games. Is Pizza Tower that CPU hungry? Recently, yes, actually. Recently Pizza Tower got really bad. Okay, so he worked a place that didn't go so well and got hit by a truck. That's the main lore, yes, but... Alright, let's do some shorthand and then maybe I can flesh this out later. Okay. Ricardo Truijo was a musician. Let's make some bullet points. Flesh this out later. Damn, even I didn't catch that. We had Fennon stuffs? If it sounds right. And me being sent to Gehenna, you did karaoke, yes. How did I not catch that? You would be surprised how many skeleton puns I make without realizing. It's just kind of part of my nature, man. Best idea of how the internet work. Hell, hold on. I think I missed it. I have a bunch of metal cables running under the Eiffel Tower in Paris. It's not a landmark. It's oh my god, you know why that works? You know why that works? Because that's so close to NA, right? And then you've got the Tokyo Tower, which is where Calliope, which is where most of the VTuber scene is based out of. So Calliope and I having internet access through the Eiffel Tower in Tokyo. Oh my god, that's fucking genius. Okay. Alright, I will write that down. How the heck do we get Wi-Fi down here? Tokyo Tower and Eiffel Tower are in fact Underworld ISP antenna. Oh no, I have to expose my lack of spelling. Oh, that's dark. Oh god, how do I spell antenna? Thank you. A-N-T-E-N-N-A. Damn it. Okay. Phantom keeps calling it the Tokyo Tower? Oh dear. Well, okay, in my brain went immediately towards antennae, like insect antennae. And I was thinking, like, how do I spell that? I don't know why. Okay, so Ricky T was a musician. Exactly, see? That. You just put an E at the end, and immediately that's what my mind went to. Okay. Ricardo Trujillo was a musician. Ricardo Trujillo was also salesman. No worries, spelling can be difficult. That it can. Even though I scored very high on my reading through language arts test on my GED. Talking is hard, typing is hard, communication, people. And then I call the Tokyo Tower the Eiffel Tower. Phantom. Some self-awareness. Really? Really, character select? Only just now? I've said it how many times? Rickety bones, rickety bones, rickety bones, rickety clack. It rolls off the tongue, which is why it's so much of a ghost hit, you know? It's so much of an underground hit, that pun. I'm not mad at you. Don't worry about it. I didn't know that was the pun. It's alright. Okay. Ricardo Trujillo was a musician. Ricardo Trujillo was a salesman. That's correct. Good question. How did Ricky become the bowman we know today? Oh no, it's not Soul to this Devil story. I'll explain it right now. Quit his job. Walked angrily away from his berating. And by the way, this is not based on true... This part is not based on true events. Yes, more than enough for you to chew on, Frankie. Boss. And got hit by a moving truck. the day before his birthday. Hence why my death day is August 18th. Thought we covered the pun in your first debut stream as Ricky. I know. Yeah, no, I didn't sell my soul to the devil, although that was one idea. Ricardo Trujillo died by the classic isekai truck and got struck and down all the way to Gehenna. Ricky woke up at Gehenna's gates. Met the gate. Daredevil should be called Batman because his sonar ability is like a bat. Ghost Rider should be called Daredevil because he was a daredevil who sold out his soul to the devil. And Batman should be called Ghost Rider because he's still riding on his dead parents' fortune. Ooh. Ooh, those are some hot takes. Is it with two L's? Oh, you're right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about the Mexican E. To Jello. That's right. True E. Wait, no. Can't even joke about the people. Can't say Trujillo. Yeah. It's, true. Is it? Oh god, now I have to look up the proper... I have to look up my own damn name. Hold on, I can find the slide for it. I may have misspelled it on the slide too, for all I know. My brain ain't working tonight, boys. Someone fumbled their words while saying the Jello. Yeah, basically. You would be saddened to know that even in South Texas, people cannot say Spanish names right. You know, there's still people out there that says Pancho Villa. My username is Gelatin. I know. Yes, I understand your... I understand what you mean, Aubrey Dagenhart. Okay, what does my first slide say? True Jillo. Okay, yeah. Trujillo. So the J is in the wrong spot. Trujillo, yep. Keeper. Oh shit. I don't even know my name. It does change every time we talk, Frankie, to be fair. Okay. Who was that fellow, the gatekeeper? That... I believe... Is that... Was it Consuelo? AKA... Chacho? No, it wasn't Chacho. I forgot what his name was. It's only in the lore video. Oh, he forgot the lyrics to Drift halfway through a live concert. I'll go check. Thank you. Yeah, back in YouTube. AKA... Oh, I remember now. Chapo. After coming to terms with his new afterlife, he decided to continue pursuing his passion for creating music. There you go. That's the origins of Ricky T. Bones. At the lyrics. I mean, isn't there actually a meme video about that? Like, it took me 10 years to find the answer to something I forgot. And then the rest of the song just plays. No lyrics. It's so good. I heckin' love... I love those meme videos. Of just... songs so terribly wrong. So terribly wrong. Okay, I think that's good. Sorry, I'm just finagling with some Twitch settings right now. Okay, so that's Ricky's origins. He was a musician, or why am I saying he? I was a musician, I was a salesman, I quit my job, walked angrily away from his berating boss, and I got hit by a moving truck the day before my birthday. Consuelo Calaveras, that's right. AKA Chapo. So nickname... I think it's Chapo. Does Argent Metal play in the background of Hell? I mean, according to the Not So Silent Night, I heckin' believe it does. Everybody down here goes by Calaveras. And he gave me a hell phone. With a hell phone in hand and a housing with shared housing for the skeletons of Gehenna. Ricky became a Underworld rising star in the Underworld. There we go. Still will have to work a 9 to 5, yeah. Yeah, that part I do remember. Hell is meant to be a place where sinners suffer. Therefore, it's my personal belief that Friday by Rebecca Black plays on loop 24/7. That's why Gehenna is the in-between. I ain't suffering here, but I ain't exactly having fun here either. I'm a skeleton stuck in the abyss. Go ahead and ask your question, Dank. I see it. When is Don Calaveras coming to play in your lore if he even is? He's just a fun little idea. Don Calaveras doesn't really exist. He's just an alter ego you drew. Yeah, that's AU. Alternate universe. That's just fun. Alright. I saw your question twice now. Here's an idea. Your GG character gets nerfed depending on the lyrics to their theme. What is your nerf? See, the problem is that I don't really know the lyrics. Don Flamenco, yeah. Yeah, Don Flamenco. Dude, I love his Wii iteration so much. It's so friggin' ridiculous. And at the same time, it's like... Stun looking that guy and wrecking him. Yeah, I can sure. I enjoy overly bombastic Spanish characters in video games just because they always know how to do it just right. Like Vega. Vega is an amazing character. I can assure you that comes. Okay, so let me tell you something. Let me tell you an anecdote, real quick. Character select. It's kind of based on stereotypes, yes, but I can tell you it's real. When I was working at a suit store, my manager came to me and asked me, okay, so I've got these two guys come in, they're Mexican, and they want to get sized up, but I'm not getting through to them. And so I walked with her, and she acted as my translator because I didn't speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish for that matter. And I took one look at them, saw their puffed out chests, their squinted eyes that said, I know what I'm doing, and I just gave them their measurements and left. And I told my manager, ma'am, you're not going to get through to those guys. Those guys think they know what they want, or they do know what they want. And you're not going to be able to change them or try to sell them anything. So, Spanish bravado is a real curse. It is our downfall in many cases, and we're a little prideful like that. It really, that machismo is a real curse that Spanish people deal with. Harry and Ryan, bear hugger, yeah, exactly. Punch-Out is full of wonderful caricatures of people, but you know, there is always some truth to everything you see on TV. Just not all the time, you know? Yeah, you get it. It's cartoon. It's like the extreme version of each race. It's always the stereotypes turned up to 11, respectfully as they can be. Except the earlier versions of Punch-Out. Those were a little less respectful. Yeah, Punch-Out insults every race. You saw what they did to Piston Honda in the Wii version, right? That's like taking a shot in the mirror for them. So yeah, it's the bravado, the narcissism thing is a real thing in Spanish culture. It's a real issue. I'll say. Piston Honda, yeah. Piston Honda is the NES version of him. Yeah. It's a real thing. So, Ricky's origins. Ricardo Trillo was a musician, a salesman. He quit his job and died by truck coon. Woke up at his Gehenna's gates and met Consuelo Cadaveras, picking up the last name. After coming to terms with his new afterlife, he continued pursuing his passion for creating music with a hell phone in hand. I will just capitalize that. Shared housing for the skeletons of Gehenna. Ricky T. Bones became a rising star in the Underworld. On that one, I couldn't say. I couldn't really say. In fact, I think honestly that obsession with the thigh region is mostly just anywhere in weeb culture. Bring back El Fuerte. El Fuerte. That's one I'm gonna have to look up later. Anyway, let's try and keep it on topic here. As much as this is a Zatsu, we do have a purpose here. Okay, so Ricky's origins are pretty much set in stone because of that lore video. Is there any questions anybody has about any of this? Because, oh, that's right, there is one. Ricardo Trujillo. A masked fighter. Okay, so he's a what's it called? Luchador. Nice. Was born in. This is already common knowledge. But obviously, it's never been stated if it's relevant knowledge. It's just common knowledge. Not necessarily. Dong. Texas, yeah, Texas. He is a luchador, yeah. He's a luchador and a cook. That is pretty much, that is a lot of, that is an accurate stereotype, I must say. If he's a Mexican luchador, Mexicanos love their food. Even I know how to make a grilled cheese at the very least. Even a quesadilla. Was perfect what he was. Yeah, sounds like real male wife material. I'm kidding. Alright. Quit his job, walked angrily. I think this is pretty much all Ricky has in terms of origins. Little Mac, obviously. The blue flavor of anything? That's an interesting take. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. Oh, that's right. Yeah, relatives. Family. Okay, so then, I guess I'll just keep it here as the best. Blue Raspberry, Jolly Ranchers, okay, yeah. I do actually have some, yes, I do have a roommate, but in the grand scheme of things, he's considered just one other skeleton in the Underworld that I'm stuck with living with. I do have several I've named. Cake. Alive. Question mark. He's got his own ideals and lore and such, but he is my brother. Papa. Bones. Madre, Bones. Yeah. They can both be skeletons like myself, but they're not dead. Actually, then if they're not Bones, then Madre T, Papa T. Like Fast and Furious. That's... Oh, shit, that's right. I forgot about that meme. I like Spanish fictional characters because they're either comical as all hell or badass. For example, El Macho from Despicable Me, he was cool. Sadly, he was diagnosed with having a head that looked like a ham shank, but he still looked cool. Family is everything. Or something like that. I don't know the quote. I can't even do a good Vin Diesel. Just for the sake of it. Because it's weird. It's weird just having them have single names. Single letters. Red OT is not a canon member of the Bones family. Objection. I don't know who that is. Don Torero T. Bones. The hell? That's a new one. Accent above the last A in Papa. I don't know the keyboard shortcut for that, but I'll try to remember that. Don Toretto. Dominic Toretto. Okay, that's Vin Diesel's character. Have you not seen the cinematic masterpiece Fast and Furious? Nay, sir, although I should because I really love Baby Driver. I really should watch those series. Don Toretto T-Bones. I mean, I'm sure he's T-boned a couple of cars in his time. Madre Bones, Papa Bones. Live action starring Vin Diesel will go hard. It's true. Rush Hour in there as well. I did see Rush Hour. I did see Rush. It's the one with Jackie Chan, right? I could be mistaken there. First it was Marvel and now it's Fast and Furious. I do have a sister. We call her Skull E Bones. And she lives in another hell away from me. The reason I give her the name Skull E Bones is because she is an actual... Okay. You tell me if this is considered goth. She did dress all black. She did have goth friends. However, I do have a very stuck in my head memory of her smiling during a group photo with all of her goth buddies. She's kind of like an executive goth because she's a manager somewhere, though. But much like my father, she still keeps skulls around as decoration, or decorative skulls around the house. What are you saying? Goths can't smile? I'm just saying, like, 2000s goths. The ones that were, like, dead set on death being their end and coming swiftly. No idea what counts as goth or what goth is, really. Yeah. It's not that goths can't be happy. I think goths can be very happy. They're just grim. But my sister is... I think my sister counts as a goth. Still, somewhat. Executive goth, of course, but... Okay, I forgot to fix something there. There we go. I mean, Phantom told us how many times she had goth-like clothing, but I don't see her as a goth. That's just me. See, that's exactly what I mean. My sister, like, I think my sister counts more as a... Not a punk, but because she's part of the system. I mean, I think she's just a badass in general, but... I don't know. My entire family is weird in a number of ways, so... Goth sounds the most normal thing I could give her. Does your sister claim to be a goth? Not anymore. Not anymore. Now she listens to... I think she does listen to those, like, murder mystery podcasts every now and again. But aside from that, I think she's just old school. Yes, and all the mathematics meant to design a costume like that. Yeah, I go with what she says. Yeah, she doesn't claim to be anything. She just claims to be busy as hell. So we'll just keep her as Scully Bones. Lovers of goth rock, gothic literature, Victorian and medieval history, and contemporary horror cinematography. See, now that applies to a lot of my family now that I think about it. Half of us love horror movies. My father doesn't. My mother doesn't. Me and my brothers do. And my sister. Am I a goth? Said the skeleton, thinking out loud. Moving on. Alright, so that's all my family members. I have more, but for their sake, I won't include them in this lore. And a couple of overworld brothers of unnamed. Okay. That's a good chunk of the page, yikes. I was a goth, I would be fabulous, but I'm not. I'm just like black. Nah. I mean, liking black... Okay, this is kind of a hot take. On second thought, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say something that would make people feel a little self-conscious. Do what you like with your fashion. Whatever makes you feel comfortable is whatever makes you feel comfortable. Fan of slashers myself. Yeah, same here. Not so much the jump scare kind of horror movies. I enjoy slashers and stuff that makes you think. But straight up, like, jump scare horror, that just kind of sucks after a while. You're just on edge all the time, waiting, watching. Hey, we need that for the lore! Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, just so they don't kill me if I don't mention this. Oh, I know. I can throw it on screen somewhere. I have to include this. I have to include this because I will get attacked, quote unquote, if I don't include this. This parchment background was provided by Slide Egg. Yes, I know that sounds weird, but it's a website that I found that has all sorts of good slide templates. If you avoid the ads, of course. Let me go ahead and shrink it down just a bit. And I will keep this on screen. Oh god, that's it's a bit weird. Yeah. Thank you, Slide Egg. I will put you... Hold on, I need to actually read this. Have a design... Let the slide be kept for attribution. Yes, I do have to keep this on screen. Otherwise, they may not be happy with me. Damn it, how do I fix this? I'll just go ahead and shrink that. Shrink that. And then... Alright. It's there. Let's just keep it there and say, yes. Slide Egg. Thank you. I am using your parchment background for the purposes of a non-monetized stream. This is purely for fun. It's there and technically legible. Exactly. That's what we'd like to see. All that ad lawyer nonsense. Yeah. Definitely use the website and be wary of what you click because it is a little bit overloaded with ads. Did I tell you about your fabulous bodyguarding? Never heard of it. No idea what you did. Today I was a bodyguard for Divine Lee while he gave his love advice to people today. Let's say I was great. Ah, so I'm guessing Lee had to mod you. Cool. Well done. Is that it for this section? I think so. This is Ricky's origins. Musician, born in San Antonio, Texas, a salesman as well. Quit his job, died by isekai. Woke up at Gehenna's gates, met Cala Consuelo. It was in a game? Oh. Well, context would have been appreciated then. Okay, Chapo, coming to terms with his new afterlife. Continued his passion for creating music with Hellphone in hand and shared housing for skeletons of Gehenna. Ricky T. Bones became a rising star in the Underworld. Ricky does have family, both up top and down below, but he only keeps up with a few. Yeah. Oof. You really need to, you know, focus on taking care of yourself. Don't be listening to streams while you're going through your evening routine. Okay. So, Ricky's origins, I think, is complete. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask now. But I think this is good enough lore. We've already wasted an hour? Oh dear. Well, more like 30 minutes, but... He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll live. Or die, depending on whatever you determine Ryan is at the moment. I believe Ryan is still a ghost, so... Spectral toothpaste, oh dear. Sorry about the background as always. Still a living ghost. What an oxymoron. Alright, I guess if nobody has any questions about my origins, I can't think of anything else. I do have a need to apologize. It's a little bit unprofessional to have such a noisy environment. But I do with what I can. And besides, new people might be here and not know about the roommate, so I always take a note to apologize each time. You know the position I'm in. Newbies might not. Okay, so let's talk about the skeleton itself. The thing standing before you today. Technically, this is a deadbeat, and deadbeats don't really have lore. But let's say Ricky stays a skeleton as long as he's a independent content creator. Oh dear. Well, your new model has like scars, cracks, and such. Yeah, definitely down the road, but you don't get to see it just yet. I know what it looks like, and I'm excited. There's a PNG tuber version of Ricky T Bones 2.0 coming soon. Whenever my artist gets done coloring it in. So skeletons is a race down here. Yes. So let's begin. So, as far as I know, the deadbeats, well, obviously classified as undead. Oh, wait. Ooh. So not specifically Ricky, but skeletons Gehenna. Essentially, it's like, okay, so this is kind of like paving the way for future me's. I am a skeleton living in Gehenna. I'll become like skeletons around me in Gehenna. Deadbeats don't have a lore specifically, but we do recognize ourselves as skeletons. But this is the first question. Am I considered undead? Or am I considered just dead? I would say dead. I may be a talking skeleton, but I'm certainly not anywhere in the overworld now, am I? I'm stuck here. Yeah, I am dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm actually going to go ahead and insert a page break here so we can have a full canvas to work with. A skeleton is a type of physically manifested undead, often found in fantasy, gothic, and horror fiction, as well as mythologies, folklore, and various kinds of art. Yeah, so a undead skeleton is a manifestation of necromantic energies. Me, as a skeleton, is just a dead guy without any skin, as far as I know. Skeletons like Ricky are simply souls without and some magic. Yes, we needed to cover that. So this is going to be the quote-unquote biology of a Ricky skeleton. Souls without a human body, just the skeleton, just the bones. I also heard that you were able to reform along with other denizens here. Yes. Rivka is in a different plane of existence? Oh, I'm guessing you're saying living in a different existence or plan on this. Ricky in a different plane of existence or just in the earth? That's a Underworld question. So let's go ahead and define that. Where is the Underworld? Well, that's a fine question. I have to think about what Callie has said, because currently I'm living in her Underworld as a deadbeat. How far we can push this reformation. See, the way I'm thinking it is, in Gehenna, and this is kind of borrowing from the version of the Underworld in the Land of the Dead, I should say, in Grim Fandango. It's a process. It's a processing plant, if you will, of souls. So it should be on Earth. Yeah, you're right. So the Underworld is literally located underneath the Earth. Does that mean our people can stumble across it? I'm gonna say no. Because there have been deep expeditions and cavers and such like that. I'm gonna say, however, to keep humanity from discovering it, it is located at the Earth's core. Now, the Earth's core is technically uninhabitable by humans. However, think about this. A skeleton doesn't have a heating system. And the Underworld has been known to be full of lava pits, acid pits, dangerous demons that spew fire, the city of brass. It has to be somewhere hot, right? So why not close to, located close to. In addition, the more magic to hide it. And what's more, what happens when people move on? You've also mentioned a large bridge in Gehenna that holds it up as well as a large cliff. Yes. So what I'm thinking is, in Gehenna, it's a process, and eventually there'll be a last ride for anybody who's finally been judged. Consider Gehenna like an in-between, like purgatory. You're waiting to be judged. You've neither made it to heaven or hell just yet. And you don't know if you made it to heaven or hell just yet. It's all a process. Ricky trying to climb the cliff to escape. So what lies above the cliff? Have I mentioned that? I don't recall ever mentioning a cliff. I'm just gonna put some no question is too dumb unless I deem it dumb. Or I should say, no, there are no dumb questions. Only questions you repeat. Government implements dark magic. Conceal its location. Let's put that there. The cliff is where new deads come from. Let's retcon that then. New souls arrive via the river Styx and also leave via the river Styx. So you can die again, like in Coco. Exactly, yes. The final death and the ascension. Callie has finally put out a lore video on her 4th birthday, which showed her actually gondolaing a soul, taking a soul on a gondola ride to the stairway to heaven. So it does exist, and I'm gonna say. So each city is its own island of misfits. That makes sense, right? If there's a large bridge, then what's below the bridge? What happens when someone falls in? I'm a misfit? Ain't we fucking all? Ain't we fucking all? New souls arrive via the river Styx and also leave via the river Styx. So each city is its own island of misfits, awaiting judgment. It's all coming from the top of my head. That's good. That's good. That's fine. We are here to... We are here to flesh out any question we come across. So basically Neverland. Kinda, I guess. I'll have to know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly like Neverland, yeah. Most people consider Hell various rings. In this, we're kind of making it into islands. Islands of souls, lost souls. Question anything and everything all the time. We might need more streams. Hey, we can revisit this as like a way to pass the time. Like, say if I have a very hard week the week prior. Like this is a brilliant stream to be chilling out before the cannoli ball run. Now, is there a cliff? I guess not. Nah. Let's go ahead and demolish the cliff. We're stuck on an island in the river Styx. Go for it. We're here to answer questions about Ricky and come up with bullshit answers at the same time. I don't know where I got the idea for a cliff. So where did the new deads come from? New souls from the Overworld, aka the world we know. New souls from the Overworld, aka the world we know, arrive via the river Styx and also leave via the river Styx. So each city is its own island of misfits, awaiting judgment. Oh, wow. Didn't know that was a thing. You came up with it when someone died and said you'd greet them. Well, you gotta remember, nobody, as far as I know, was around for a No Cheese Lore debut. And there's no existing footage of it. But Inochi came up with the idea that souls come from the river Styx, like a merge, and end up in the underworld. And I kind of like that. So you die, you wake up in Gehenna. Either you come from the river of souls, or you come directly to the gates, like I did. Like me, I was a violent death. I was swift. Inochi seems to have died in a hospital, which is peaceful. So he rose from the river Styx. So for what I'm seeing is a couple things. There is... Okay, let me read this because it may feature some spelling errors. So, from what I've seen in a couple things, is there the 7 deadly sins in Gehenna? Like, are they manifestations of the sins and the shape they take in some form? Below island's fire. Okay. So that would have to be in creatures of the underworld. There are greater dangers in the underworld. Things that you and I have never seen before. demons, gargoyles, devils, angels sometimes. And the Reapers, as far as I know, only concern themselves with the living and those soon to be deceased, leaving us skeletons to deal with whatever dangers may come up. So the 7 deadly sins, are they beings in Gehenna? I'm gonna say no. Actually, wait. If they are, they would be archfiends. They would be hellish demons incarnate. So how many different species of beings are there down here, and how did they come to be? Okay, so you gotta remember. So let's talk about that. In addition to Ricky's home, quote unquote, home of Gehenna, that's what we're here for. Buddy, I have to tell you, I'm an ex-DM. I'm used to coming up with bullshit answers. I'm having fun. There are planes of hell bordering limbo filled with the citizens of hell. Yeah, it's closer to hell than it is to heaven. How poetic. Where is hell then? Hell probably is in the center of the earth. There is nothing that would want to be there, if you think about it. And being full of denizens of fire, of pain and suffering, it would only make sense. Located at the center of the burning center of the earth. Where is heaven then? That is going to be left intentionally blank. Heaven is where everyone wants to go, but nobody knows how to get there. Just like the real world. Hell, everybody knows how to get there. You just go one step down. But nobody knows what happens when you take that stairway, or where it goes, because nobody's ever come back. Or wanted to come back, for that matter. Not even the Reapers. Exactly, why would they want to come back? Not even the keepers of the stairway to heaven, the Reapers, know where it leads. That is good writing. I love open-ended stories sometimes. They're not always sweet like that, but a little bit of mystery never hurts. This is just my Has-Been Hotel talking, but can someone be redeemed? Are you facing judgment for your sins in the overworld purely, or can your actions in Gehenna affect you? That's a good question. What do you think? If you're dead, Does only what you did during your life count? It is a process and a waiting room. Yeah. Can you be redeemed in Gehenna? Hey, we're spitballing all sorts of things here. Ooh, we're gonna be up all night doing this, ain't we? That's good. That's fine. I'm having fun. Logic was thrown out the window since you started making lore. Yes, and there's a skeleton talking to you through the internet. What else is new? Hell no. I'm never doing a 12-hour stream. Not unless somebody pays me to do it. That would be the only reason I'd do it. Talking through our speakers, you don't have a real voice. True. I don't have a lower jawbone. I also don't have lungs. I don't have vocal cords. I don't have... No! Don't you dare. That is true. How does a dead man talk through the internet? Okay. So... Let's go ahead and answer the question. Can you be redeemed in hell? Can you be redeemed in Gehenna, I should say. Limbo. Not hell. Gehenna in this world is not hell. Surprisingly, that's also the case in some mythologies. Gehenna is known as Limbo, depending on which book you read. Always. The willingness to repent for the sins and purified by the purifying flames of... Oh, that's right! Damn it! I forgot! I forgot Purgatory isn't just a waiting room, it's also where you're supposed to be, quote-unquote, purified. Good call, Mimsy. So, can good deeds be... Oh, but wait, if you're being... Okay, that still brings up the question, are you being judged for what you did? Or what you can do? Another stupid question. So is Lucifer or anything high and mighty ruling Gehenna? No. The only overseers that Gehenna has is the Reapers. Those in charge of the dead. The judged belong to the King of Hell, whoever that may be. There are multiple Kings of Hell in VTuber lore, by the way. Take your pick. You've got Mousy, you've got Rosamy, you've got a lot of VTubers who claim to be the big bad one himself. So there might be a war in hell right now. Anyway. Whew. Not branching out to other VTubers. Yeah, I getcha. Hell is big enough to have multiple kings over different lands of lore. True. Oh, okay. I like that idea of a sliding morale. Like, morals. It's your second chance in a way. And you can make it worse or make it better. Interesting. Ooh, Maximilian Dude is live now. Nice. Okay, you know what? Despite having already perished and in the process of being judged, much like probation in the overworld, capitalize the O, your actions in the afterlife contribute to your time spent in limbo. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the Underworld. We accidentally skipped the skeleton, but we'll get back to it in a second. So what actions specifically help and hurt your chances? Nobody knows. The judgment process is a well-kept secret. Escaping limbo is known to no one, and it's a closely guarded secret. Supposedly, doing good, or whatever may constitute to you as good, helps. But that's mostly old skeletons' tales. Nobody really knows. Or nobody really knows how to leave or what constitutes as good behave. Okay. Nobody really knows how to leave or what constitutes as good behavior. But supposedly... But... doing good things may decrease your wait time. How much time do we have in Gehenna? Seems like an awful long time to me. Do we live a second life down here? Essentially. So... in reality, Ricky will never move on unless he has to graduate for some reason. So if I am to become somebody else's VTuber, that would mean Ricky has to leave and maybe get kicked out of heaven or hell if it doesn't work out. But in the grand scheme of things, Ricky will stay as long as I, the person behind Ricky T Bones, needs to use him. Don't fret, Mimsy. I'm not leaving anytime soon. Not with my living situation. So what makes you stay here? My sentence. That's purely it. Imagine, if you will, the process is bureaucratic, funny pun intended, as hell. I would hope not. Mega Man X4. Yes, I know. We need to get back to the Mega Man series eventually. I would say the process. Just the process is bureaucratic. You know, consider this. The entirety of creation, or at least on Earth, is being judged one by one by a hierarchy of unknown individuals. Who knows how many are out there? Who knows how long it'll take? But eventually, you'll be judged. But you'll never know when. Kind of like... I'm trying to think of a good... immediately what comes to mind is like the line at the DMV. Like you're just waiting forever for a team of monkeys and a slow computer server to finally get your application processed. That's my idea of how hell kind of works like that. I didn't realize this would get so theological, but hey, we're writing lore here, so we really don't care about what religion exists at the moment. So we all have our own timers that we can shake by doing deeds, yes. We don't know what's good and we don't know what's bad. We don't know what's being seen and what's being ignored. But there is a timer on us. Just like in the overworld, there's a timer. And eventually we'll all have to meet our judgment. Here in Gehenna, I'm waiting for mine, and if I'm going to be stuck here waiting for the end, then I may as well have fun doing it. Yeah, you're in limbo with a hell and heaven. Exactly. So can people down here age? No. You are stuck as you died. Which is to say decomposed. You have no need for skin, you have no need for food, you have no need for anything down here. But it isn't exactly heaven. Like, do your bones wither away with time? Now that is a fine question. In Coco, it was revealed that the more your family forgets you, the closer you are to the final death. Because nobody remembers you, you wither away to nothing. I think that's a little cruel. Yeah, that's what I meant by age, yeah. We could implement that rule. Like, the whole reason I stream is because I want to be remembered forever. I mean, that does tie into a lot of why I do this, but... I don't know. I don't know if I want to. And if that happens... And what will happen if that happens? See, Coco really didn't explain it. All it showed was that they turned into golden dust and float away on the Underworld's wind. They simply became nothing. Nothing but a forgotten memory. Even to those of the Underworld. It's interesting. It's an interesting thought to think about, but I think in the Underworld, I think in my Underworld, I should say, you don't age. You are effectively immortal, but it may be rare for some to stay eons. But are Reapers like the Exorcists? Are they stopping anything at all? Reapers are the only, let's see. Where would this go? This would go here. In the Book of Life, it's similar. They go to the land of the forgotten until they turn to dust to be forgotten forever. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, so... Reapers. Demons. Let me see. Skeletons. Devils. What's a third? What's another? Okay, so we've got Reapers, Demons, Skeletons, and Devils. So many questions, so little time, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, we'll be going a little longer tonight. Probably till midnight my time, 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. Just because we have a lot to do. Gargoyles, thank you. And, I'm trying to think of like a name for the mindless creatures of the Underworld. Imps. We need something more fiends. That'll do. Okay, so. Mindless hell beasts, yeah. Basically. So, real quick, let's just do a small blurb on each. So, Reapers, the keepers of the Underworld. They serve as overseers / wardens of the souls who arrive to be judged. They are many, yet too few to be seen regularly. Much like a How big is Gehenna? Not very big. Gehenna is one of many islands in the ocean of the Underworld. how far is it spread out? I would say Gehenna, if I had to make it anything, it'd probably be like Australia. Like the size of Australia, maybe a bit smaller. Like, it's not a large island, but it does cover quite a bit. It's no Japan, that's for sure. And it is located under Texas, actually, now I think about it. So maybe it's rather big, this place, in comparison to the overworld. But every island has enough to... If there's someone who has more power than the Reapers, no. The Reapers are absolute. Absolute rulers of the Underworld. There's a lore that Reapers are birthed from the void. They are no year's age, they are created with a purpose, and they serve it day in and day out. They are ethereal. They're not human per se, or ex-human as far as I know. So Phantom, basically. Phantom is a ghost. Phantom lives in the overworld as a spectral being. Phantom technically is dead, but trapped in the overworld in various computers and technologies. That's my headcanon anyway. Demons. So this is going off of existing lore that I can't discuss because that would be quote-unquote forbidden knowledge. So what makes us ghosts different? Well, the fact that you can be on the overworld and yet still be dead. Trapped to wander for who knows how long, yes. Either your sentence is different, or it may be that circumstances didn't allow you to leave the mortal plane. I left with my skeleton and soul intact. You guys are still wandering the overworld for some reason. You're an anomaly, an unexplained instance. Nobody knows why ghosts exist. Am I in the same category with you? Unfinished business. Yes. That's true. Ghosts can be wrathful, vengeful. They could have unfinished business in the overworld that they are barely able to complete. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of ways. As for whether or not they can reach the underworld, I don't know. But to answer your question, Dank, are you in the same boat as me? I'm going to say that's up to you. Because realistically this lore is just for me. Like, let's take other skeletons in the Twitch verse, for example, like Skelisund and what is it, Soulless Husk. And then you got Konzetsu and Hell Aegon. I don't even know if he has lore. But this is purely just for Ricky. Yeah. This lore is purely for Ricky's sake. If you have questions about Ricky, then that's Ricky's business. This is based on what Ricky has written down. But, you can just be a skeleton for aesthetic reasons, Dank. If you like being a skeleton as an avatar, go for it. You don't have to follow any of these rules. You said there are different islands in Gehenna. Yeah, that's kind of one thing I wanted to protect, was that you don't have to be a skeleton and be stuck with this lore. There are other peoples out there. Like, Soulless Husk is technically a lich, but he's a skeleton in form. Konzetsu is a demon who was trapped in hell by his family and occasionally gets his demon form back. But he's a skeleton right now. Skeleton, I have no idea what Sun's lore is. I don't think there is. I don't even know if there is any. But judging by Sun's outfit, he may have died. He may have died by gunshot because there's a hole in his hat. Different lands with different lore, exactly. So I just want to develop Ricky lore here. You know, anybody who wants to use this may help themselves to it, but this is purely for me, for my little brain. So we can reference this anytime anybody asks, "Hey Ricky, where's your eyes?" Well, buddy, they're in the overworld, along with the rest of my body, decomposing. Yeah, let's focus on this world and the island. Yeah. But to answer your question, Dank, you don't have to follow any of this lore. You're just a chill gelatin who loves making rhymes and making friends and making art for people. I just give you googly eyes. Haha. Exactly. My eyes have long rotten away. I've been dead for 5, going on 6 years now. And like I've said before, my quote-unquote death is based on an actual event where I kind of had a mental breakdown for an extended period of time and felt death constantly. Felt just dead inside a lot. So I survived moving to Gehenna. I survived hell on Earth, and now I'm here in front of you, happier than ever. Wonder if anybody's disrespected your grave. Whom indeed has disturbed this dead man in the past? I wonder. I'm joking, of course. I'm joking. Alright, so, quick blurb about the rest of the denizens of the Underworld. Demons are souls who have been... Thank you, Phantom. I can always rely on you to breathe the bane of my existence, both here and the afterlife. You're good. Judged and sentenced to a life of misery and perpetual torture. How does hell combine with Gehenna and allow these beings to flow in? Foreigners. Goddamn tourists. I live to annoy you and Phantom, but mostly you. And hey, it helps the content. But after a while, demons learn to live with this painful existence and is there a legal system down here? Because I got a list of offenses myself. Yes, the Court of the Underworld is run by Reapers. There is a municipal mayor that is a skeleton, and he represents the city of Gehenna. But the Reapers have absolute power. Think of them like skeletons are in the state courts, and the federal courts are run by Reapers. So when someone dies, do they suffer any punishment or trials before going to Gehenna? I'm gonna say no. Gehenna is their trial. If they don't end up in heaven, they go to Gehenna. If they end up in hell, they go to Gehenna. If they don't end up in hell, they go to Gehenna. They just wake up here or wash up from the shore, yes. And if you're a soul like Inochi was, you get served a job, an extra job as part of your punishment for being here in the Underworld. There are many Underworlds like this one, but this one I call home and Gehenna. Me, I'm currently stuck in a boarding house full of skeletons. That's my punishment. And in addition, I make no money. I barely make any funds. And I'm living off of whatever the Underworld government can spare. What is Gehenna made out of? For this, Gehenna is kind of like your average Mexican barrio. I landed in a very, how I should say, mixed race community. There are many hells. Some of them have their own ecology in reference to most of their visitors' origin. Kind of like New York. You know, you have all sorts of people from different walks of life in a melting pot. But here in Gehenna, I ended up with a bunch of Hispanic skeletons. Or I should say ex-Hispanic skeletons, like Consuelo. In reality, it's just my excuse for living in a Hispanic neighborhood. What kind of weather is there, if there is? That is a very deep question. I will come back to that, but let me go ahead and throw that down. Where? There we go. Weather. What is the word I'm looking for? It's not economy. Ecology. No. The word I'm looking for... Oh gosh, what is... What is the term people use? Ash floats throughout Gehenna because someone's mad about a lost fight. Government, that is also a good one. It's a term used to describe the racial makeup of a city or state, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Okay, let me just go ahead and insert another page break. Because we're gonna need it. Demographic, that's it. That's the term. Racial. Good lord. Somebody's having fun late at night. Racial demographic, I think that's the term. Alright, we'll come back to those in a second. So, life in the afterlife. Let's go ahead and use a page break here. And we'll finish this off really quick. We're focusing on life in the afterlife. Who's running this place anyway? So we're going through the various races that live in the Underworld real quick. So we're going over demons. Yeah, basically. and a certain demon who enjoys craps quite a bit. This is kind of what I'm basing this off of. If you know, you know. But I'm trying not to break the forbidden knowledge rule. Oh god. How do you spell nuisance? A-N-C-E. Okay, I was off by one letter. Sorry. Okay, so this has been on my mind for a while today, but is there like any mix-up groups? I don't know how to say this, but like demon and skeleton? Nope. Nope, there is certain subsects in my Underworld. I doubt people are down here able to reproduce. Yep. It is the most say-so existence. I can only hope. Okay. Demons are souls who have been judged and sentenced to a life of misery and perpetual torture. But after a while, demons learn to live with this painful existence and simply become jaded and cynical, often becoming nuisances, anarchistic, and serial troublemakers. Some also become violent, but one swift kill sends them back to hell to respawn in their flesh pits. There we go. So I'm thinking like, what's... No, Frankie. No. I'm thinking... I'm trying to think of what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking like demons, like human-like demons, can become so filled with quote-unquote sin and become raging tyrants of hell, beasts of burden, mindless things, and one swift knockout, and they have to go back to hell. Yeah. Think like the Doomslayer. Like Doomslayer, the whole point, or Doomguy, whichever you prefer. The whole point of Doom Eternal was destroying hives of flesh pits and nests of gore and disgusting bits because it was all producing demon kind. So I'm kind of thinking in the same way as that. Is there any thought about it? Exactly. Yes, actually. During Dismember December, it's called that because all of hell erupts in violence due to the nature of the season. So Gehenna immediately locks down as the ashen wind blows harder and harder. Wars about what? Wars in hell would most likely be for control. To Gehenna, unlikely, because the Reapers control Gehenna. They don't like the cold? No, it's a very significant time for certain religious groups, like Christmas. That's the reason why. Christmas. So Reapers are the authority of the Underworld, yes. And there is one Grand Reaper above them all. To some, he's Death Sensei. Others, simply Death himself or herself, depending on who you ask. Consider them like marshals. Not what happened during it. No, what happened during it. Yeah. The meanie beanies. Okay. So you said there was a river Styx, right? So that would mean there is a boatman? Yes, typically it's a Reaper. Lost Souls may also be recruited to this. Like, yeah. But typically, River Styx boatmen are Reapers. Skeletons. The ex-humans. And... yes, please don't. What was it? I think I was watching... yeah, I was watching Phantom and... it had to have been Zorro, right? Swimming in the River Styx that Fortnite decided to put in the game. Good lord, those used to be people, come on. Oh, the demons just mean, I mean, yep. Demons are crude creatures. I've never met a demon that had a pure soul in the VTuber world, if I'm being honest. They're always unabashedly honest. And you know what? That's living their best life. They're unabashedly honest with many things that I find a little uncomfortable. But, to each their own. They should live however they see fit. And whatever makes them happy is whatever makes them happy. It just, don't hurt anybody else in the process, yeah? Alright. Actually, I shouldn't put just humans. Because of the overworld. The souls were people! Stop drinking them! It's not my fault they taste good. Frankie, that's what a cannibal would say! Or a vampire, actually, for that matter. Also somebody who's not doing a good job of staying on their diet. I mean, you already drink blood as a vampire, so I guess eating souls isn't that weird for Frankie. Does this include animals? I don't honestly know. From what I've heard, there is an animals department of the Reaper world. Animal souls and animals in Gehenna, yeah. I don't know, honestly, because Calliope, in quick lore, in a quick bullshit session, her family cats were known as void kitties. And there's a actual cat and a ghost cat living in her living space right now. So I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I'm gonna say skeletons are purely just the humans, though. Now I think about it. I've heard cats in your stream before, so yeah, true. Okay. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. American English spells it Judgment. I've always spelled it with E. And you guys are cats. No. I just keep getting forced to wear a headband every now and again. Because I made a fun of Phantom that one time. I am not a Neko. Phantom can be whatever Phantom wants to be because of her toggles. Me? I'm just a skeleton. You are! Admit it! Do you see a tail on me, Dank? Do you see even hair? I'm a bald, beautiful skeleton, goddammit. No. I am not a Neko. I watch several Nekos. I know what one looks like. In fact, I watch one particular Neko. I think. Yeah, I think I only watch one Neko VTuber now I think about it. You have leg hair and a tailbone as a human. Yes, but there's no tail attached to it. I mean, there is evidence out there. You don't have eyes. You can't see anything, and you can't read, Bagman. Allegedly. Dare I reveal the DMs? Dare I? Whatever. I said before that I would make an okay Neko VTuber. You said you wouldn't. Yes, and I maintain that. I would never expose my dear beloved Bagman. No. Anyway, I've said before that I thought of a character named Mephistopheles, who would be basically Mr. Mistopheles, but if he were more, I don't know, coy, playful? More like a host club guy, you know? I think if I were to become a flesh tuber, quote unquote, a VTuber with flesh, I should say, I think a Hellcat would be okay. But a normal Neko? I am not a normal cat. I am not feisty. I am not unaffectionate. I am simply Ricky T. Bones. Don't worry. My shoulder makes all sorts of lovely nonsense. Also want to apologize if I've been losing frames this entire time. You're not beating the allegations. No, I know. And I know I'm not beating the allegations by mentioning that I took a 30-minute nap today because I was so tired. They're helpful. They're very helpful, actually, to maintain my sanity. But yeah. Ricky Fish Bones is never gonna happen. So just clam up about it. I won't deny cats are lovely, though. Does it sound like a piece of styrofoam stretching? Oh dear, that sounds like, if it hurts in the morning, consider seeing a doctor. That's all I can recommend is somebody who is not a medical practitioner or a EMT technician or any kind of medical professional. Don't listen to me is what I'm saying. I'm just a skeleton. I know how my bones work. How about yours? Not yours, I should say. In whichever underworld island they end up at. I am a doctor. Don't let them charge you $500. Does anybody ever get weirded out about that? Like how we're just a bunch of weirdos role-playing? We've denied our humanity so much that we've gone so far as to replace ourselves with avatars, identities, lore we've made up. All because we're sick of being human. Food for thought, that one. I rejected my humanity, Jojo. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Yeah, it's just, I do it for fun to hide myself online. Yeah, see? That's one of the beautiful things about VTubing is that there's been so many, like, industry professionals. There's been so many industry professionals like nurses and doctors, lawyers, etc. that get to hide what they do for a living and still be unnoticeable by their workplace. It's interesting. It's very interesting, this world of VTubers, and I'm getting lost in the sauce, so I want to keep typing. I think Ricky is one of these many skeletons. But, like, humanity itself, skeletons come from many walks. Just give me a minute. Sorry. Had a couple of air bubbles in between the bones that needed to get out without destroying your eardrums. Are there different types of skeletons, like ones with jaws or ones missing limbs? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and define that. With ever they had at the time of death. So, like, for example, right? When I came to Gehenna, I was wearing a suit because I was a salesman. And I stepped away from my job, and I died in that suit. That suit was tattered, torn, destroyed by the time I reached Gehenna. So I traded it for this nice little hoodie after I became a deadbeat, obviously. And this uniform is standard to anybody who likes to be a VTuber and watches Calliope Mori. Skeletons who drink too much coffee in life have no teeth. Yeah, basically. Oh god, I realize why I don't have a lower jawbone. I'm learning about myself tonight, aren't I? You were hit by a truck, not run over. Well, consider that suits are not the most sturdy of material, depending on what they're made of, and I ended up in hell. So cinders, ash, wool, cotton, yeah, that stuff doesn't really mix. And it was only one suit. I could definitely get a new one made, don't worry, but this I'm happy with. Stuck with. You ended up in Gehenna, and and for the record, I've known many a Mexican tailor. They're fantastic. They're fantastic with their hands. So some of them had to have ended up in Gehenna. Alright. Devils. We'll finish this up, and then we'll look at the other ones, see if there's anything we could fit in. Frankie, no. Fucking. That took me a minute. Damn, I couldn't call you out this time. That took me a minute. Alright. Devils. Victory is mine! Okay. So, devils. Devils are... Okay. Okay. Lords of Hell. These are fallen angels. This is working off of biblical lore, by the way. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you didn't catch it, that means your heart is purer than mine. After the war in heaven, my theology is finally paying off. I get to design VTuber lore that actually makes sense. There is more than just one, then? Absolutely. Have you seen have you seen VTuber culture? There's always going to be more than one devil. There's just some that are more popular than others. Full-on dumbass, I just didn't listen. No problem. You didn't have to. So, don't... Moving on. Those are fallen angels who were cast down to heaven. Yes. Yeah, you'll get it if you rewatch the stream. Devils range from lowly imps to barons with grand demonic armies. We're running out of space here. What the hell? There's somebody making tea in the background of this song. Just heard that. Okay. Let me go ahead, throw a page break here because we're out of space on this page. Alright. I'll let you piece it together in your head. If you can, you can... Just heard that? Yes, I just heard that. I thought it was somebody moving around me. I'll let you see if you can piece it together. All I said was, good with their hands. And Frankie gave a knowing smirk. There we go. Do with that as you will. That was immediate, damn. Alright. Let's see. So you finally cracked and try to explain it. I'm just proving to y'all that I'm not as pure as you may think, or as my family may think. In reality, there's a massive sludge. As I've said, there's a massive sludge pile in the back of my mind that I ignore constantly. But when it does pick up something, I can't help but laugh. And to each their own. Comedy comes in many forms. There are many people out there who enjoy different kinds of comedy. And that's why I don't do the Unsay So humor, damn it. Yeah, sludge pile, as in, let's just say the internet has done some horrible things to me, and I may never forget what I've seen. Okay, so... Arch devils are in... The arch devils are in a constant state of... I shall stay oblivious to what you're all talking about. By all means, Mimsy. By all means. War for control of hell and its citizens. Usually resulting in, not wrestling, conflicts. Prolonged and bloody conflicts. Some have also taken to the internet to grow their influence. Why is it saying... I guess it works. How far can we push this Reformation? We've already said that you are still being judged while in Gehenna. I think that's more than good enough. But once you're in hell, you're stuck there. You have been judged. It is the end of your existence and the beginning of a painful life of eternal damnation. As for the devils, they are ex-angels, so they're ethereal. what's good, my gelatin? You have my attention. Well, then change your name on Twitch already. You know you can do that, guys. It's an option. Your moment will be in the clips forever. Ah, I see. Well, that's fine. I have no idea if you actually use Twitch clips or not, but feel free to. I do have a featured clips section on the web page, on the channel page. So if you ever see something amazing or something not so amazing then embarrassing, there's your chance to be shown in bright lights. Screen record on YouTube, that's what I figured, yeah. Okay, well, this is Twitch, thank. Twitch clips aren't so bad. Let's see, I am out of water. Oh dear. I think I've been out of water for some time. Okay. So, gargoyles... He sent a text message calling to my phone, but I don't get text messages or phone call on this mountain, so you can't... Ow, damn. That's a unique... Wow. That's a very unique circumstance there that prevents you from doing that. Amazing. Interesting. Okay. Well, my condolences to you. You're just gonna have to go to McDonald's sometime and do it on Wi-Fi. Hell, maybe even bring your laptop to a Starbucks or something. I don't know. Okay, so... Fiends are what we're calling the mindless beasts of the underworld. Beings of void that are untamed, or demonic entities that have broken through. What are gargoyles? I know I mentioned it, but I don't think we really need gargoyles as a sentient subsect. If I'm being honest. Imagine me from the void, nerds. You just call the entire Reaper Nation nerds. Good luck with that. And I mean, you're not wrong, given what we've seen thus far. Called myself a nerd, too. Oh, right. I forgot, you are Frankie, Destroyer of Worlds, Being of the Void, Champion of the Altar Planes. Put those in your title bar. I have an in the middle question. You probably don't have to answer it. By all means, ask away. Okay, gargoyles don't need to define them. Destroyer of Universes, thank you. Thank you for the correction. Fiends. Mindless beasts of the underworld wastelands. They range from sea vile sea creatures of the river Styx. So, is Frankie more powerful than a Reaper? I think that's a question for Frankie. Frankie supposedly has gone interdimensional. I have a good relationship with Reapers. Ah, there you go, see? Is he more powerful than the Reaper? I would say, I'm guessing yes. Because he has to be on if he's on even keel with Reapers. Does Frankie possess the power to break laws of Limbo? I have no idea, and I'm afraid to ask. I am very afraid to ask. Okay. Vile sea creatures of the river Styx. To demonic. Demons turned demonic and extremely violent. Let's go with gargoyles. Are the demons single? Asking for a friend? Yes, and they will eat you alive, and not in the good way. They ward off evil spirits guarding the buildings they occupy. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I already know how we can fit them in. Let's see. Wait. Yo! Fuck's sake. To unstoppable beasts capable of mass destruction. Serving as sentinels okay, of the Underworld. Gargoyles are stone constructs meant to assist the Reapers in maintaining peace in the Underworld. Think of these like the enforcers or the cannon fodder of Reapers when they can't be there because they are a small sect of the Underworld. Yes. Actually, I want to make this fun. Are autonomous constructs meant to assist the Reapers in maintaining peace with the Underworld. So no, I'm afraid they are not available to date. This isn't a dating sim, sadly. They are constructs. Much like in the overworld, they are meant Oh, I love that immediate reaction. Both of y'all are going in the timeout corner. Good God. Y'all are down bad for some stone constructs. STONE. And to hold me? Yes, the timeout corner has no power over Frankie because Frankie is a mod. Most are made of stone. Some Reapers fancy themselves. Nah, not fancy. have their own constructs from existing technologies and magic. Snort, snort. If gargoyles are meant to assist reapers, why aren't they higher in power? Because they're autonomous. They don't think for themselves. They follow orders. And rune magics. So gargoyles can be made out of anything that they can command. But they essentially serve as the muscle for the Reaper sect. All right, wow, we have created our very own little universe here. Good thing we decided to specify the species. Okay, so there's the Reapers. I will put this here. Are the only beings aside from powerful POW full arch devils that can cross the barrier between the land of the Underworld and the land of the living. I'm going to make a gargoyle out of pure muscle. I think that already exists. Maybe you should check DeviantArt sometime. Gargoyles are out of the picture, so demons are on the list. We're all dead here anyway. There's not really a death wish to be had. Alright, so let's have a look over the lore we've created. And we will either call it a night or continue working on some things here. So, Ricky's origins. Ricky Torrijo was a musician. Born in San Antonio, Texas, he was a salesman, quit his job, walked angrily from his berating boss, and got hit by a moving truck the day before his birthday. Ouch. Ricky woke up at Gehenna's gates, met the gatekeeper Consuelo Calaveras, nicknamed Chapo, and realized he had lost his humanity. After coming to terms with his new afterlife, he decided to continue pursuing his passion for creating music. With a hell phone in hand, he shared housing for the skeletons of Gehenna. Ricky T. Bones became a rising star in the Underworld. Ricky does have family, both up top and down below, but he only keeps up with a few. Cake, who is a unknown, because he is technically just a floating blob of very harmful plasma. Papa Bones, whom we've met. Madre Bones, who we've met. Scully Bones, who is my sister. And a couple of unnamed overworld brothers. It was me. I was driving Truck Coon. Actually, Frankie, there is a Truck Coon VTuber out there. Might have been them. Skeleton, we never define much of what Ricky is biologically. The Underworld. Questions about the buildings. Don't eat cake, please. Yeah, don't. Trust me, you will regret every second. His name is Cake Station. It's a brand name. I've had to keep him in a. You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Y'all need to come up with some original content. Yes, like I in the past I've kept him in a jar, in drawings, just to keep everyone around him safe from his. I think Cake. We've talked about this in private, but Cake has. Yes, Frankie, I know. Cake has the ability to quickly dissolve bone structure. Essentially, he's like a floating ball of blue acid. Don't worry about it, and I mean that. You don't want to know. It's a cursed section of the internet that you best leave untouched. You don't want to know. Moving on. Anyway, yeah, so Cake can melt anything, essentially, with his body. He looks like he has eyes, when in fact his entire body is a viscerally quick-acting acid slime. It's terrifying. But occasionally things have been known to survive passing through him, like such as dumbbells, of which he cannot lift. Trust Mr. Bones, please. I beg of you. The hesitation. The text hesitation. I appreciate that, Frankie. Alright, so moving on to the lore. There's more to hell to Gehenna. A guide to the Underworld. The Underworld is literally located underneath the Earth. However, to keep humanity from discovering it, it is located close to the Earth's core. In addition, the Underworld government implements dark magics to conceal its location. New souls from the Overworld, aka the world we know, arrive via the River Styx and also leave via the River Styx. So each city is its own island of misfits, awaiting judgment. In addition to Ricky's home of Gehenna, there are planes of hell bordering Limbo filled with the citizens of hell. Need to capitalize HE double hockey, HE double toothpicks, right? Located at the burning center of the earth. Nobody knows where heaven is. Not even the keepers of the stairway to heaven, the Reapers, know where it leads. Despite having already perished and in the process of being judged, much like probation in the overworld, your actions in the afterlife contribute to your time spent in limbo. Nobody really knows how to leave or what constitutes good behavior, but doing good things may decrease your wait time. Gehenna was never really fleshed out. We have the bullshit reasoning from character select, which I appreciated. How do we get Wi-Fi down here? Nobody knows, but apparently internet demons love to chew on underworld wires. Creatures of the underworld. Hell, there's obviously more than skeletons down here, so this would be describing all of... Glitching through the wires connected to the Eiffel Tower to collab with you. Yeah! See, it works, man. It works. If you believe in it hard enough, it works. Life in the afterlife. So, who's who in the underworld? Reapers. The keepers of the underworld. They serve as overseers/wardens of the souls who arrive to be judged. They are many, yet too few to be seen regularly, much like a military or police force. But they are created by the powers that be to be absolute rulers and enforcers of the underworld. They are the only beings aside from powerful archdevils that can cross the barrier between the underworld and the land of the living. It's both. It's both. The Eiffel Tower is technically closer. Actually, no. Closer would be the Tokyo Tower for Phantom. Demons. Demons are souls who have been judged and sentenced to a life of misery and perpetual torture. But after a while, demons learn to live with this painful existence and simply become jaded and cynical, often becoming nuisances, anarchistic, and serial troublemakers. Some also become violent, but one swift kill sends them back to hell to respawn in their flesh pits. Well, where does Phantom reside most of the time? Somewhere on the west coast. Unknown where. Skeletons. The ex-humans of the overworld, awaiting judgment in whichever underworld island they end up at. Ricky is one of these many skeletons, but like humanity itself, skeletons come from many walks of life, and many types of lives lived, each one arriving with whatever they had at their time of death. Despawning and reformation. So, demons are the skeleton single. Yep, you're looking at one. Sorry. It comes and goes every once in a while. So, demons reforming. Demons are damned. They are damned creatures from the overworld. There is no getting away from their existence, no matter how many times they die, and they feel it every time. I feel you. Manly sobs. Hey, being single has its perks too, but you know, there's not nights I don't feel lonely, obviously. Moving on from that deeper subject than hell. So demons... Oh, I had a freeze. Amazing. So... Demons essentially are trapped in hell. If they die, they go back to hell. If they live, they go back to hell. If they cross the barrier, they burn and go back to hell. There is no leaving. And to that end, if you kill a demon, it goes back to reform to its demonic form in a flesh pit. Like I said, we're basing this off of Doom Eternal, kinda, where it's like nests of gore and teeth and gnashing and wailing. Just a painful existence throughout. So they travel to Gehenna every once in a while. Limbo is really the only place they can visit, aside from their own cursed, what's the word I'm looking for? Existence. No way to kill permademons. What about skeleton reformation? Ooh, that would go under bio. That would go under biology. Not Gehenna, skeleton biology. Alright, we're going for the full Monty, why not? We got 15 more minutes. Skeletons. Can a skeleton be destroyed? I'm going to say no. They're still awaiting judgment. So they're stuck in limbo. They cannot be destroyed outright. They can be forgotten and turned to dust, though. Yeah, the final death. I'm still uncertain as to whether or not I want to keep that. Because, you know, it's like, well, then there's no point in staying in limbo, no, is there? If you stay there and are forgotten, then you simply don't exist. You don't go anywhere. Can we eat the dust? Oh my god. Okay. Let's... How fine can Can we dust a skeleton's bone before they can reform? Okay. I think I have an idea. So, because Limbo is it's a processing area. It is not a place where you can die again, I'm going to say. Like, being forgotten shouldn't be another death. As much as that's a great as much as that's a great, like, plot line for Coco, I don't think that works in my little lore. So let's go with, like, Ricky are technically immortal. However, they can be ripped apart. I'll never forget you, Bone Marlowe. Then get my goddamn name right. I kid, of course. You have a name? Frankie? Frankie. It's right there. Go get it, boy. Go get it. Look, it even says Bones. This might be one of the times he can't read. Hold on. Never mind. Frankie is a cat, not a dog, Ricky. Who is Frankie? My name is John Bag. Right. John DiBaggio. Oh, why does that tickle me so much? That's good. That's good. I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket for next time I have to DM you. Broken and even turned to dust. But eventually they will reform at their last, at the gates of their chosen island. Bagging Rodriguez. Ooh, that's a good one. Do the parts mash back together? No. It's a mystical process. Most who witness it can only describe it as a dust devil, bone dust devil. As a miniature whirlwind of bone dust, if it comes to that. So we can be hurt by... So can anything be hurt by the lava in Gehenna? Yep, except the demons. Demons, devils... Actually, wait, no. Can skeleton... Yeah, skeletons can be destroyed by lava. Skeletons can be harmed by lava. Thought you to take baths and stuff. That's acid. Oh shit, you're right. Okay. That does become a question. What harms a skeleton? Does a lava bath harm a skeleton? Technically, I've only described blunt trauma. I haven't described anything about, like, burning alive and cooking and bone marrow and such. Kindly don't destroy yourselves in the process. This isn't good for the content. Good pops there. Again, I just said if it's bone, even if it's bone dust, they will return to the first place they started in their limbo island. So they stay alive, kind of like the Jason and the Argonaut skeletons. Their head gets knocked off, they still keep fighting. I don't know any way of actually... Can we amputate a skeleton and keep them alive? Yep. Alright, let's get a little freaky here. Let's pull some fantasy bullshit out of the air. And then we'll call it a night. Despite their lack of skin and bones, skeletons are held together by their soul. Do they have hair to maintain or take care of? Some do. Some do, actually. You should look. You should check out Skeleton if you want to see a skeleton with hair. that skeleton has hair. I thought souls were currency. Yes, I thought so too. And I don't see any way of doing that. Like, legit. Okay. Funny enough, Frankie, that is probably where Callie got it from. So, what... Can we kill each other for money? That's where the problem comes in. If I make soul energy a part of skeletons, they become money bags. Also obsessed with FromSoft games. But yes. One of these days I'll embark on my own Dark Souls journey. Whew. Okay. Skeletons respawn technically. Only according to Dank's art. I have a wallet, thank you. And a bank card. What would be the currency and what would you even buy? I mean, Mori coin's an option, but... How about my feelings, Dank? Hitting somebody with a shovel ain't exactly nice. I may never ask you to help me garden ever again. Don't need food, but you can eat. Yeah. There's a lot of questions, and we've been going for a very long time. I'm gonna say... Oh my... I'm a frickin' moron. Okay. Reapers have access to souls at all times. Skeletons do not. So obviously Reapers can siphon off soul energy without killing a skeleton. There we go. The only other surviving aspect of them after death. Once a skeleton is destroyed, the soul escapes to their reformation point at the gates. So that explains how how skeletons respawn. There you go. As for Gehenna and its economy, we will have to revisit it. I have a question about skeleton. You may ask it because we have only 2 minutes left. And then I will send you all off to bed because it's very late in the US. Actually, let me see. Who would be up at this hour? Aside from Grimmy. I mean, Maximilian Dude's doing something. So, say a skeleton receives a battle scar, such as a crack. Say they die and respawn. Do they keep that battle mark? No. They are reformed in the condition that they entered the Underworld in. Nicks and scratches like that? I think... I don't know. I feel like there would be a healing factor to skeletons. But I think that's a question for another time. We've been at this for almost 3 hours. My back is killing me, and I've been out of water for some time, so my voice is also giving me hell. I need healing. One of these days we'll get to hear that, but that will all depend on Frankie's life. Stop kicking him in the shins. Would enough deaths leave lasting injuries? Alright. We've got a lot of questions and no time to answer them, so let's go ahead and put a pin on it. We've made a lot of lore tonight, and y'all finally got to see the inner workings of my mind. You know, you got to see me, for once, not playing a video game and actually being creative for once. Ricky, do you bleed? No. Aside from the times I've accidentally injured myself as a streamer, no. I have actually done dumb shit where I've cut myself on stream, but Ricky T. Bones, no, he does not bleed. Alright. Very good, everybody. Very good. We've come up with a lot of lore. I don't know if I'll ever make this public. I'm going to actually hold on to this. Hold off on making this, like, researchable. And just keep it like this until we've fully uncovered what it is the Underworld gives us. But we'll call it there. I want to thank y'all for bleed all over the place. My skin was like paper. My condolences, Bagman. I will see you all back here Thursday night for Them's Fightin' Herds, a Lauren Faust inspired fighting game. I would normally send you guys out to somebody else's channel, but we've been here for 3 hours and a lot of you are tired, so I will let you get your rest. And as always, I do have to mention this in case they come after me. Thank you to Slide Egg for providing this lovely piece of parchment that we have been writing on this entire time. If you'd like to check out any slides for your own use, they have Google Slide templates as well as PowerPoint templates. Free to use with the correct attribution. That is this slide right here. Wish you all a wonderful night. And as always, memento vivere, memento mori. And enjoy writing your life story without exposing each other to no ghost, for God's sake! Hopefully I will see you next stream. Bye-bye.